Urgent advice to river users after a fisherman became seriously ill with E. coli near Finchampstead.
I do feel we're at a tipping point with the rivers where someone, be that me, an angler or any other river users, that someone might get ill enough that they might die.
Good evening. An angling charity has issued urgent advice after a fisherman became seriously ill and collapsed, suffering from the deadly E. coli bacteria. Steve Erdwin had spent the day casting from a riverbank near Finchampstead.
The quality of the water in our rivers is once again in the spotlight as rowers from around the world descend on Henley for the world-famous Royal Regatta next week. Thames Water has been taking samples from the river there to check for pollution.
Our reporter Penny Sylvester is in Henley this evening. And Penny, the health of the River Thames is a hot topic at the moment.
Yes, it's a hot topic everywhere, of course, Sangeeta, but here at Henley with the world-famous regatta here, thousands of rowers will be here next week, and of course the organisers want everyone to stay safe. There's already guidance has been issued by British Rowing urging competitors to take precautions after being out on the water, from simple things like washing down the equipment and basic washing hands. And this week Thames Water have published new data on the state of the river here following testing over these past couple of months. But news that a fisherman has become so ill after spending a day on a riverbank has raised concerns. Steve Erdwin has been an angler for more than 35 years. It was after a day's fishing on the River Blackwater near Eversley that he became violently ill and was taken to hospital.
I do feel we're at a tipping point with the rivers where someone, be that me, an angler or any other river users, be it paddleboarders, even dog walkers, that someone might get ill enough that they might die.
After several hours casting from the riverbank that day, he decided to take a break.
I didn't have any hand sanitizer with me, which I normally take. I hadn't refilled it, so I was hungry. I packed up, finished fishing, got back to the car and stupidly, you might say, had a bite to eat.
Hospital tests revealed he was infected with the deadly E. coli bacteria.
In over 35 years of fishing, I've never become ill like that. So there is substance there and reasoning to suggest that the water quality has become poor.
Well, the Angling Trust have pointed the finger of blame for that pollution on the river there on Thames Water. Thames Water say there are lots of factors that influence the health of a river, and that includes farming, industry, as well as sewage outfalls. They've been carrying out tests here on the river over the past couple of months. They say that they're quite pleased with the results.
So tell us more about that, Penny.
Well, they've been testing in two areas. One is at Hambledon Lock and one is at Marsh Lock. And they say that they've been doing those samples to really try and get a feel of what's happening here at this river. They say the results show that on the vast majority of occasions, the water quality reaches Environment Agency bathing standards. There were 2 instances of pollution after rainfall, but the companies say it wasn't down to them.
The results indicate that during dry conditions, we're seeing some pretty good results actually when compared to the bathing water standards. But of course there is some variation, and certainly we've seen during wetter conditions that the results have varied, and we've seen some poorer quality results. We know our local sewage works weren't discharging storm overflow during that period. That could be wildlife, agriculture, other human inputs. Obviously there are private sewers, septic tanks, boats using the river, so without a much more detailed study it would be very difficult to then pinpoint the source of any particular spike that we're seeing in the data.
Well, the local River Action Group here has been doing its own testing, and that we're expecting their report out tomorrow to challenge Thames Water's data. They are likely to tell us that there are quite high levels of E. coli in the water according to their tests.
Penny in Henley, thank you.